They say, if you die in Ramadan, you go straight to heaven. But is that really true? What actually happens if you take your last breath in this holy month? Many people believe that dying in Ramadan guarantees salvation from hellfire. It's a common belief that circulates within the Muslim community, often passed down through generations. But is this truly what Islam teaches? Or is it just a misunderstanding? To understand this, we need to look at the sources of Islamic knowledge, the Quran and authentic Hadith. There is a famous Hadith where the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "When Ramadan comes, the gates of heaven are opened, the gates of hell are closed, and the devils are chained." Bukhari and Muslim. This hadith highlights the immense blessings of Ramadan, but does it mean that anyone who dies in this month is automatically granted heaven? The simple answer is no. Islam teaches that our actions and intentions still matter. No one can bypass accountability simply because of the timing of their death. Ramadan is a time of immense mercy, but every soul will still be judged by Allah based on their deeds. However, dying in Ramadan can be a sign of a blessed ending, what is known as Husn al-Khatimah. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "Whoever fasts Ramadan with faith and seeking reward, all his past sins will be forgiven." Bukhari and Muslim. But this promise is not for everyone. It is only for those who fast sincerely with Iman, seeking Allah's reward. So, who are the people who will enter heaven if they die in Ramadan? Those who sincerely fasted for Allah, those who prayed, repented, and lived a righteous life, and those whom Allah forgave before their death. Dying in Ramadan does not erase all sins automatically. A person must have sincerely repented and lived in obedience to Allah. Now, what if someone was a sinner and died in Ramadan? Does Ramadan alone erase their sins? The reality is that if someone lived a life of disobedience and never repented, their sins remain. Allah is the most merciful, and He forgives those who seek forgiveness. But simply dying in Ramadan without repentance does not guarantee salvation. The key to heaven is sincere tawbah, true repentance to Allah. One of the most powerful hadith regarding this matter states, "Whoever fasts Ramadan with faith and seeking reward, all his past sins will be forgiven." Bukhari and Muslim. Notice the conditions. It is not just about fasting, but fasting with faith and sincerity. This means a person must have been committed to their deen, sought Allah's forgiveness, and lived with sincerity. But here is a critical question for you. What if this is your last Ramadan? What if the angel of death comes before Eid? Are you ready? No one knows when their time will come. That's why the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, constantly reminded us to live each day as if it were our last. Ramadan is a golden opportunity for repentance, for turning back to Allah, and for preparing for the inevitable moment when we leave this world. Every second in Ramadan is an opportunity to increase in good deeds, seek forgiveness, and secure a place in heaven. Don't let this chance slip away. Start praying, start repenting, and make the most of this blessed month before it's too late. So, if you died in Ramadan, where do you think you would go? Heaven or hell? Comment below and share your thoughts. And if you found this message beneficial, share this video with others, so they too can learn the truth and prepare for their final moment. But let's take this discussion even deeper. Have you ever thought about the significance of when and how a person dies? The scholars of Islam emphasize that a good ending is one where a person dies in a state of Iman, with their heart connected to Allah. This is why we often hear about people who passed away while praying, fasting, or performing Hajj being considered among those who had a blessed ending. Dying in Ramadan is no doubt a positive sign, but it does not automatically cleanse a person's soul. It is a reminder for those still alive to make the most of this month, to seek forgiveness, and to fix their relationship with Allah before it is too late. Imagine standing before Allah on the Day of Judgment and realizing that you wasted Ramadan, assuming that death in this month would be enough to save you. Wouldn't that be the ultimate regret? The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, once mentioned a man who had committed many sins but sincerely repented before his death. This man's repentance was so sincere that Allah forgave him completely, erasing all his past transgressions as if they had never happened. He was not defined by his sins, but by his final act of turning back to Allah in humility and sincerity. His repentance was accepted because it came from the depths of his heart, proving that Allah's mercy is beyond human comprehension. On the other hand, another man may live his whole life as a Muslim, but neglect his duties, assuming he has time. He delays his repentance, thinking he will turn to Allah later, but later never comes. He prays inconsistently, ignores the importance of daily worship, and assumes that fasting in Ramadan will compensate for his shortcomings. But what if his death comes suddenly, unprepared? What if he never gets the chance to sincerely seek forgiveness? Such a person might die with regrets, realizing too late that he took his faith for granted. This is why death is not about the month you die in. It's about the state in which you die. If you pass away while sincerely worshiping Allah, seeking His mercy, and striving to be a better Muslim, then your death, whether in Ramadan or any other time, is a blessed one. But if you ignore your responsibilities, delay repentance, and rely solely on cultural beliefs, then the timing of your death will not help you. The key is to ensure that whenever death arrives, you are in a state of submission to Allah. This is why we must take action now. Ramadan is not just about fasting. It's about transformation. It's about becoming the person Allah wants you to be, so that whenever death comes, whether in Ramadan or outside of it, you are ready to meet your Creator with a pure heart. Reflect on your life right now. Are there sins you need to leave behind? Are there prayers you've been neglecting? Have you truly made an effort to seek forgiveness? If not, start today. Don't wait for another Ramadan. None of us are guaranteed another chance. Remember, Allah's mercy is vast. No matter what your past looks like, you can change today. The doors of heaven are open, the gates of hell are closed, and the devils are chained. This is your moment. Take advantage of it before it's too late. And do not forget the power of dua. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us that the dua of a fasting person is not rejected. This is your opportunity to seek forgiveness, ask for guidance, and plead for a righteous death. Pray that Allah grants you a heart that is firm in faith, a soul that longs for His pleasure, and a tongue that remembers Him constantly. Now, I ask you again, if you were to die in Ramadan, where do you think you would go? Be honest with yourself. And if this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your family and friends so they too can benefit from this reminder. May Allah guide us all to the straight path and grant us a blessed ending. Ameen.